for tiebreakers. Things are going to matter. It is a neck-and-neck race, and this is going to be some fun Call of Duty. So make no mistake, these teams are bringing like Champ Sunday level of intensity to these games because it could decide their year.
It certainly could, and we'll find out how these two teams settle into it as well. It's one of those ones on the schedule that'll be like, right, this is definitely a game we can take. And worry about the top four. We need every single 10 points we can grab from each of these games. And it looks like Rocket got the hottest start.
And now absolutely hell of an opening break. Gave utility as well. Just the nade sort of opening up the map for you just a bit. And they've executed as well. Let's be in the tip of that spear. 3-0 starting. I mean, for Miami Heretics, do they have one kill on the map? No, everybody is 0-2 for Rocker. It does not get better.
Well, glorious start. We say P1 can be a little bit mixy on this map. Not at the moment. The only thing getting mixed up is whether or not Miami Heretics are shooting back at all. They have got one kill on the board. Finally, going to be able to drip feed them way into this point. But it's still going to be Standy alive. And there's some scrap time for them and probably just shaking the sweat off the brow because it's a very bad start.
I mean, maybe the one good news, though, you at least win the rotation. You don't lose the spawns in the meantime. So Minnesota might just put you down on P1. But still a long way to go. But Rocker, they're keeping up the slang. Lynn's still leading the charge. 6-1 for this young man. Again, Rookie of the Year candidate. Popping off in the moment. And, well, Miami have the spawns, have the rotation. Just getting blown wide open. Now Lynn's extra cutoff kills. He's making it look easy.
This is seeming very one-sided at the moment. Miami Heretics trying to rally around the back here. Got pushed off of this very quickly, and Lynn's now 9-1 on a 5 streak, looking for the cruise missile as well, just keeping the pressure up on Miami. But I say pressure. Miami aren't really getting anything done here. Real is 0-6.
And Linz is also just getting bored. He's waiting for his 6th kill to come through. He's just been oscillating between like the back spawns, but his teammates have also been slamming, so there's nowhere to him to look. A 5 spree for Linz, 3 spree for Standy, 4 spree for Gunless, and accuracy was even on a 1 before he finally falls. I mean, this is nothing short of utter dominance thus far, and on the rotation, Standy continuing the slammage. That'll be 5 in a row. Linz just got his 6. This is horrible.
Well, we said it's Champ Sunday, and Rocket have turned up like it's the Super Bowl. They are gunning. Everybody dying. The Heretics, there must be tears in the camp because there is nothing on the sticks. 104-14. It is a bloodbath, unlike you will rarely see in the CDL.
I mean, oh God, chalk it up. Go next. Like what, map 2, Karachi, S&D. This is obliteration. Miami finally get a little bit of clearance, maybe the final 20 seconds. And hey, they won a one-on-one gunfight. Shout out to Vehicle, cranking things up in the feed. But yeah, as you pointed out, Real, not exactly the hottest start. 1-10 for him. And Miami just desperate to get a little bit of scrap time. Maybe good news, it's a different P4, and Heretics win this rotation as well. But, I mean, this slow start, that's a 90-point deficit these guys are going to have to claw their way out of. And they got the rotation, got a nice little setup as well. Just a long way to go.
There is a benefit, though. They have this rotation. Can they hold it for more than a few seconds? Metal's doing his very best, and there is a huge 2-piece. Knocks back Rocker just a step. An opportunity here for the Heretics to put some points on the board. A 6 streak from Metals has brought them back into this game a little bit, Chance.
Yeah, and Metals has been the player in this matchup as well that is more or less dominated. Miami has matched up with Minnesota twice on the year. It's been a while since we've seen it, but they got a 6-1 map count against this squad, so Metals has been feasting, and for the moment, just needs a little bit of support. Miami overall, pretty solid hill, but this is still very good scrap time for Rocker to be able to get, so shout out to Linz, the 17-5 start, the cruise missiles, just being such a big cushion you have in this game, because I mean, you had Real that started off 1-10, and now he's already spazzed Vehicle, who is 2-11. So 2 players right now on the roll swap that are struggling against Minnesota.
Yeah, as we go into the second set of rotations, I know Miami Heretics will be looking for a little bit of a different pace set onto this one. Vehicle just trying to hold this one down, but losing that gunfight as well, and Rocker busts straight back through. And while it has shrunk it down a little bit, this gap, they do not want to give away all the time here. Miami do have a pinch, though. Keep an eye on that. Vehicle is behind. Metals is going to drop the cruise missile as well. They know they need to break in now. Looking for the needle being threaded. There's going to be 2 as well, and Miami are back in.
These are going to be weird spawns, though. Well, accuracy actually wins a pretty big one-on-one. I don't know if Lucky was going to be able to block them, but Rocker, they do get 4-man wiped, but at least they get the right side spawn. So they're going to try to break this hill, maybe fight for the final 20 seconds and set themselves up on rotation as well. But all the trades rolling through. Guess who comes out on top? It is Minnesota. They're doing that to fight for 10 seconds. In the meantime, they did lose the spawns.
Well, let's see. Last time around, Rocker broke this pretty quickly and put the squeeze back onto Miami. This time, at least, the first flurry of trades does go the way of Miami Heretics. They are holding. Linz is ready to try and pounce, but he needs reinforcements. There's no trade for him here at the moment. Doesn't need it. Stays alive. Pressure back onto Miami. Second kill. Not going to work out for him. Metals is going to get him. Gunless, though, breaks him behind. Finds a second. And that'll be it. Rocker in.
Yeah, flanked by Spawn. That'll always be the old deal breaker there. Gunless sailing through, getting a P2, and now easy kills. Maybe not for accuracy. Vehicle gonna shred them, but final 30 seconds left. Another push from Miami. 2v2 around the hill, and Real Lucky there to get it done. So Miami may be able to cut their losses up. It has been a scrappy P2 and, in a sense, a scrappy game as well, where I can just never predict who's going to win any given gunfight.
I was about to say the same thing. That gunfight should not have gone accuracy's way, but it has done. Benefit for the Heretics. Can they get a full 60 here? Can they get anything close to a full 60? You can see them just trying to hold it down now, but already the kills are flowing for them. Vehicle finds 2, Lucky finds 2. They have rebuffed Rocker to begin with. Whoever warmed up Miami Heretics, it didn't do a good job because they look like a better team now.
That stick didn't kill him. That's unbelievable. I think, yeah, the bullet, he got a headshot on that. I don't know how that makes sense, but for Real, easy cutoff kills, a 1 in 10 start, now 12 and 18. So the second half, he's done a lot better. And somehow, though, Minnesota, I think accuracy wins a single gunfight and actually gets into the point, but Heretics quick on the response, so able to keep the time. You asked for a full 60. I think Vehicle and Real might be giving it to you. There's a 5 spree for Vehicle. And honestly, you might be right. Maybe they just didn't warm up. Second half, radically different for the Miami Heretics.
Metals has gone down there in a key position. Linz just took him out. Real is now going to be alone. Last time around, Metals was a key player here for the Heretics. They're trying to hold them at bay. You can see this rotation. Both teams trying to get in a good position. Only Lucky is really going to be holding down mid-map. Will turn at the wrong time, and it's going to fall to Gunless. And Metals will have to perform magic again. And he is. There's the 2, not the 3rd. The reinforcement from both sides still streaming into this point.
This is a big one-on-one gunfight, too. Standy and Real doing a good job to stay alive. And look at the mini-map. Everybody squaring up around the zone, basically playing around at TDM to try to go and get this time. And, well, Lucky and accuracy. AR battle traded on one end, trades through and through. Last man standing. It is Linz again. 27 and 15. The final stamp potentially on this hill. Buying Rocker so much extra space.
It looks like the Heretics are going to swing, though. You can see them there every single direction. They are getting the kills as well. Metals finds 2 more. Stanley left alive, but he's weak and he will fall down. Scrap to the Heretics. And as we go back again here, this game, it has shrunk every single rotation from a Rocker incredible start. The Heretics have fought back valiantly.
Yeah, and look at the AR duo for Minnesota Rocker as well. 15 kills for accuracy, 14 from Gunless. Real and Vehicle have caught up to them. Again, they started off 2 in 12 and 1 in 10 comparatively. So they've at least turned up the heat, and again towards a P1 that has been very mixy. Rocker consistently have the edge, but now the kills flowing towards the Vamos. Miami Heretics, another 4-man wipe, getting comfortable inside this new time.
This is where it gets a little bit tricky. Miami Heretics haven't done great on P1 so far, but they did get to P2.
14 from Gunless. Real and Vehicle have caught up to them. Again, they started off 2 in 12 and 1 in 10 comparatively. So they've at least turned up the heat, and again towards a P1 that has been very mixy. Rather 4-man wipe, getting comfortable inside this new time.
This is where it gets a little bit tricky. Miami Heretics haven't done great on P1 so far, but they did get to P2 first last time. Losing bodies here, and Real cannot shoot every single directions. Rocker will rip that away from them, and also it means Heretics probably have to overextend now for this rotation. There will be no big concerted push on a P1.
Well, actually, here comes the push as well, so that's the decision to go through mid. Veagle does give you 2, and 10 seconds of scrap time at this point. You will take it. Miami going to be close to tying this game up, and on that rotation, you see at least in the kill feed, Rocker picking up well, make it all of the kills. Accuracy drops medals as well. Heretic's going to have to take a swim to go and break this P2 time.
That is the issue. They want to get past Gunless. He will be. The Heretics have broken this. With 45 seconds left to go, they cannot win it off of this hill, but they can prevent Rocker from doing the same. Veagle now holding the water. Got to lock in. Laser focus at this point as they know the Rocker are at the door.
And these are instant breaks too. Instant breaks by both of these teams. Rocker couldn't hold it for more than 10 seconds, and Heretics, they couldn't hold it either. Sloppiness for the final 25, and who's going to come out on top of him? Veagle trying to get it done. Standing kept it bay as well, and last man standing was Gunless. He gets dropped. Scrap time for Miami.
Push work.
And they might get it. That's the start right there. Backline Lynn's trying to hold on, but the pinch is rolling through. There's Lucky, at least off a respawn, able to get through. They block the spawns. They get the break. Heretics now the advantage in the game.
Real swinging wide to the mid, gets one at least. It's now going to be all Rocker. They have to sprint towards this and get bodies in position. It is not an easy break. Vic will take them the first. The rest of the team now streaming. Gunless is going to fall as well to Lucky. Accuracy trying to get the trade, and he will, but they have to move into it. 8 seconds to go. Nobody from Rocker is going to be close enough to stop this, surely. And the Heretics have made an incredible comeback on map number 1.
Good night. And not even a pop-off reaction. These guys just casual about it. You had Minnesota Rocker with quite literally what might be the most dominant start to a hardpoint game all year. And I know earlier on we had Seattle do the same thing in New York, go on like an 80-point run, but Minnesota Rocker bumped it up and then some. Had 2 different cruise missiles earn on the first 3 hills as well. Rocker, it was flawless. All for a loss. That is an absurd clutch there by Miami. And what a turnaround as well. Veagle again from 2-12 at one point to 21-23. Real started 1-10 and finished positive. And the medals and Lucky basically just the sort of iron boots for the team, locking it down the entire time. But that is an absolutely bonkers loss by Minnesota Rocker.
Just a turnaround like you wouldn't believe. You are right, Real finishes 28-26, starts 1-10, and you can feel it. Hill by hill, rotation by rotation, the Heretics were getting better, and Rocker was starting to feel the heat. You know, Medals didn't have the greatest scoreline in the air, but I think he kept them in the game. Some of the 2 pieces on the rotations really stopped Rocker from running away with it.
And these P2s were insane. Like on the 3 different ones that we had as well, of like neither team, except for Minnesota Rocker on the first go around, neither team really able to hold it down for like any amount of time. And even for a moment for Minnesota, like they had one time where they got 4-man wiped on P1, but they spawned out towards P2. They still make the play and hit P1 for maybe 10 or 15 seconds to scrap. Then they get wiped after like getting some of the kills, but then they flip the spawns back and like never really able to kill the momentum that Miami Heretics were building. And really towards the end, just another moment where it's just impressive that Miami were able to get the break. Gunless wins that first key gunfight against Lucky in the back. You think that's enough. Miami play a little bit too slow, but just that overwhelming pressure and presence that they were able to bring to the table. I mean, these guys absolutely had that dog in them. They're tired, though.
That is a crazy turnaround. You can see just how it kept getting closer and closer over time. But what an outrageous start for Rocker. The fact that came to nothing at the end certainly will be one that haunts them as this series goes on. These 10 points are so important now. It could be one of those ones where you look back at the end of the season, if you don't make champs, well, we didn't win a game that we could have won. And we've seen closer bubbles.
This is going to be, I mean, just devastating. There's always, like, throughout the years, you can always go pick apart which team loses where, at what point of the year. You drop the ball on land, you lose this game 5 here, all the different situations. But the way this scene is set up, it's just constant. It's just an endless onslaught against any of the bottom 8 teams fighting against each other. Those matches have been the key ones the entire year, and, well, they're coming to fruition so far at the end of the year where Miami have had the hotter hand compared to Minnesota Rocker. Again, Nameless has touched on it a good chunk already. Their S&D, you know, scrapped the loss they had with Purge when they had to play with a substitute on short notice. Other than that, these guys have been incredible. Opening duels, their numbers are absurd. 61%, number one in the league. Those are Abizi numbers, but for a collective team with that 11-5 record overall, Heretics have hit their form. It is going to be interesting, though, Bryce, for a map number 2 of Karachi, because so many of the victories from Miami have been coming on maps like 6-star and High Rise, which we will get for the map number 5, but Rocker making the adjustment in the pick and bans. It's going to be the first time in a long time we've seen Miami on Karachi.
Yeah, well, I actually want to kind of jump back to something you said earlier about, you know, Miami Heretics didn't look like that big of a reaction after that first map 1. Bit of a relief, if anything. And I wonder how that plays into the mindset moving forward. It must have given into despair a little bit at one point with that first map, and to not, you know, kind of react as much. They know it's a long road ahead of them. They know they're not in the best position they are this season. We really only were talking about last major, then getting some wins on LAN. And now, you know, after what was such a good start, they are facing potentially not making it all the way to champs.
Well, either way, Miami, you could certainly say we have seen them improve throughout the year as well. So that's another rare feat, but got to keep the ball rolling. And again, first time in a long time for these guys on Karachi. Fairly standard setup on the defensive end. You got Vehicle top green, Lucky looking for players top third, but that is pretty quick. Smokes out, B bomb plant going down, and even with no trophies, Stanley gets it down and gets away with his life, and Lynn's able to strike for the first blood. Minnesota Rocker making plays.
Huge start. Should be able to get a second one here as well. The second and the third. Lynn's looking for the ace. Nobody else kill him. Accuracy has ruined his ace, but Rocker will get the round win anyway.
All right, that's beautiful. It is not easy to win offenses on this map, and especially so in a round 1, where as soon as you go for the bomb plan, you expect 4 nades to land on your forehead. Well, Minnesota get the timing down. Standy, plants the rock, gets out with his life, and that is clean and easy. And Lynn's exactly like it was in the hard point, an electric start. The guy simply is making it look easy.
Well, let's see if they can continue. Rocker will want this S&D win just to kind of alleviate the stress of the last map. Lynn's here. On 3 already. One of the players just kind of keeping an eye on B. We can see the Heretics haven't gone for it. It's a huge swing towards A. They are going to get this down fast, but there are many players of Rocker here as well. Lynn's going to find Lucky. Just rips his face off.
And Accuracy wins a big one-on-one gunfight as well. He does get traded out, but now you got intel. But Miami Heretics doing something interesting. Real's just out with the bomb. So you have potentially like island plays being made right now for the Miami boys, where Metals is dealing with 2. And instead of going for the bomb plant, well, Real was going to help his teammate out. But now the problem is 2 players effectively trapped themselves over towards old P1, or P2 rather. Real with the bomb. He's trying to take the fight to him.
He can find one. Hugely beneficial. Lynch is going to reach out. Huge confident off of Lynn's. But now Real will get away. Bring this back all the way to a 1v1. 28 seconds. We'll have to commit to a bomb site.
Standy's sticking around, though. Standy didn't fall for the bait. He's not going over towards B. Standy going to be able to check this bomb, get the kill as well. Standy on point in the clutch there for the 1v1. Real does certainly a nice job to make things interesting, and more importantly as well, just shut down the streak that Lind was going to be on as well. But for round, Miami really wanted to get Standy. Again, that final man, his search and destroy has always been on point.
It certainly has. That's one of the ones where Standy, realistically, he could have panicked. He could have gone, hey, I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'll quickly go check the other bomb site. If he's gone for a rotation, I could catch him. No, just checked out red. Kept checking that same area. It's a 50-50 in the end. You check one of the bomb sites, and then you have to do a retake on the other one. But he picked correctly and got that second one in. It looks like another hit here for Rocker. They're going for B. This is all going to be about where Vehicle can get to.
He's made it to his home. He's here. There's the first blood rolling through. That just opens things up for Vehicle. Timing goes his way as well. Gets the next kill in Miami. Shout out to the nades that they were using. They landed 3 nades sort of to block the top 3 push. Buy Vehicle the space to get here. And now Accuracy, last man standing. Nothing you can do. Miami Heretics overwhelming And again, that is just perfectly played with utility. We got to see it from the sort of free cam point of view. Shout out to Josh for that one. Nade sort of blocking off that initial push for Minnesota Rocker, buying Vehicle the space. And again, that's exactly how you draw the play up. That's exactly how you want to see your team execute Miami Heretics in important bounce back rounds.
Once Vehicle was up here, the rest of the team just supporting him. They get that first blood as well, and Vehicle's like, all right, player is up here. It's been called out. That's an easy 2. And from that situation, there's not a lot Rocker can really do, but they have got it back. Are they swinging for A again here? No, maybe a mid-map control. 3 of them running straight down the center. That trophy's already gone.
Yeah, it's so much of the HP. That's going to stop that push in its track. And now if you're stuck towards the middle of the map, this is worst case scenario. You're just in a kill box. Vehicle has to protect his boy, but he's getting back down. And, well, Real's going to fall as well. Rocker, that is overwhelming pressure in Vehicle in a 1 versus 3. It's going to have to make some plays. Can't get it done. Standy on the prowl, shutting him down. Rocker, that is an instantaneous bounce back. Dominant round.
Yeah, something they must have been ready for as well. All the utility, everything flooded straight through. Real was actually panicking through the smoke down, was hoping just to stay alive as long as possible. But Rocker, they jumped on it, never let it go. And there's kind of a counterplay. Everybody's watched enough VOD now to know some of the breaks the other team will make. But for the moment, Rocker sitting pretty, 3-1.
Yeah, and I just like the space that both of these teams are taking too. Like they're making the plays to back up where their nades are actually rolling through. Definitely want to pick up that bomb at some point for Minnesota Rocker, but they're trying to blitz it down the middle of the map as well. So anything that you can do, we can do better. Except maybe not. Vehicle gets the first blood, and Standy at least there for the trades. Interesting moment in the 3v3.
A little bit more difficult for Rocker because somebody will have to go get the bomb. But there's another kill for them. Metals is going to go down. Lucky dancing around here, trying to see any information he can. I think they're worried about a B plant. They've lost control of it for some time. Nade, not good enough. Standy is waiting. This is a nightmare retake for the Heretics.
The cruise missile's not even the bigger problem here. It's just the rounds. Yeah, there's just nothing you can do. Standy, there's the cruise missile. There's the next player falling, and that is just too easy. I mean, this might be, well, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We said the same thing in the hard point. Minnesota Rocker is an invaluable lead. Too big to collapse. That did not exist from map number 1, but here they are. 4-1 lead. Dominant rounds, got a cruise missile to back it up as well. Miami Heretics, again, their S&D as of late has been impeccable, but they've just been dominant on maps like 6-Star and High Rise. Karachi, a very different look, and Miami looking like a very different S&D team.
Wow. As it continues on, the Heretics will have to make some adjustments. It's looking like a little bit more of a default play. Players spread out this time. Rocker have kind of put a few players actually towards A here. It's a very aggressive A defense. Does mean they give up a bit of B control.
And this could be any given moment. If he gets enough calls from his teammates, you got guys like Real on the mini-map, by the way. Very aggressive top red, but the stun's going to check it out. So Minnesota Rocker staying ahead of the game in the moment. And I think this is kind of on Gunless. If he ever calls out the Standy to call in the cruise, that might be the moment. But Real still making noise. He is just a nuisance inside of red.
Got to play this correctly, though. All this work. Better position. A 4v4 retake of B is never easy. Can he find anything? Just playing with him. Trying to stay alive. Gunners has already found Lucky, though. The pressure is now back on the Heretics. They have to get reinforcements here to cut down the angles. Looking for it as well. Real's going to fall. Vehicle looking for 1. Finds Linz. Pressure stops. Stanley's going to commit the cruise missile, though. Can he get away with it? No. Vehicle's going to fall. A 1 versus 3 for Metals. And he finds Standy, and he will get the first, but not the second, and a retake for Rocker.
That is absolutely perfect as well. That is exactly what you want. It took them a good chunk of time to actually take care of Real. I mean, Real just bought you so much time inside of red, but that first blood rolled through for Minnesota Rocker as well. So everybody on point so far in this S&D. And again, Standy, one of the better search and destroy players that we have had in the league since he's made his introduction to the league back in Cold War. Always in the conversation and just adding another one hell of a map to his resume.
Can they get it done, though. All they've got to do is just get this one over the line. It's a huge bounce back. A complete taking down of Miami. At the moment, the story could be whether or not Lucky is going to end on a donut. Big push to the middle here. This time, Rocker do have control of it. Gunners will get first blood on the vehicle. It's going great for Rocker.
Ooh, Lucky went Cube as well. He actually did get spotted, but everybody else is going to fall in the meantime. And now Lynn's sort of in the middle of the map. This is almost no man's land. Got to be very worried about Real just shooting you in the back. And there's the bullets rolling through. Lynn's in between everybody. Finally gets cut down. And accuracy, maybe he actually didn't get eyes on Lucky crossing into Coop. And, well, that is the donut. No more there for Lucky. Able to get on the board. And Miami Heretics a very solid round. This time Minnesota Rocker, not too much success trying to stack the middle of the map.
Yeah, it hasn't worked for either team so far. For Miami, though, it is still very much an uphill battle. Can they find 4 more rounds without losing one? It's a tall order. It doesn't happen very often. A single mistake could cost them.
And being on the offensive side of things as well, just going to make that just a little bit more difficult. And they're going to be going towards this B zone as well. This is a full stack. This is so many nades on the cross, and it's at least going to slow them down. And, I mean, this is a really commanding setup that Minnesota Rockers seem to have. Belins over Childs does get first blooded. Standy, I mean, he's been on the hunt, but he might just be chasing ghosts. You see Miami trying to back down and go towards A, but accuracy, the lone defender of the A site does his job. We got ourselves a mixy round.
Eagle's going to get caught here. Surely he's going to go down, and Standy, nobody sees it. Medals now to 1 versus 1. He doesn't know where accuracy is, but somehow actually doesn't get the gunfight. What? Medals was looking a different direction. We need to rewatch that one. I don't know if accuracy knew exactly where he was either, but it looked like a messy fight in the end. Yeah, accuracy gets first bullet, turned and burned, buddy.
And that is what we call tough. That is Standy ends up making the perfect play. Wonderful timing there on the flank, but Minnesota Rocker not able to execute off the back of it. Accuracy, not the best look there in that final 1v1. Unfortunate. Think he just ran out of ammo. And even Lynn's falling for the first blood. Minnesota Rocker maybe just a touch more aggressive and bit off more than they could chew. Still, though, comfortable 5-3 lead, and the hits over towards A. Real, lone defender. Smooth moves just to get out of danger.
Gets the cross, sees Lynn's calling it out. Nade's already going out as well. Might get that one with the nade, he does. Standy falls, first blood to the Heretics. Lynn's gonna fall as well.
If Minnesota Rocker, if they weren't nervous before, I think they might be now.
Oh, Real. Stomping around a little bit. Gonna be found though. Back up. 1v4 for Gunless. No bomb. Gonna be a different one, especially as soon as Vehicle sees him, but looking for it, and Vehicle peeks, and the rest of the Heretics will now swarm the area.
There is just nothing you can do. I mean, this was what, a 90 or 100 point lead. It set or felt like Minnesota Rocker had the old advantage there in map number 1. This time a 4-1 lead in the search and destroy. Then they get the cruise missile. They use everything perfectly, but the lead dissipating. I mean, Heretics still a little ways to go, but again, Minnesota Rocker, the ice factor certainly being called into question.
It's a difficult one. Rocker know they're still in the commanding position. They are on map point. But the Heretics still mustn't make a mistake. Rocker's gone a little bit more hesitant, a little bit of a standard setup. Vehicle has been stunned. Lindsay's going to be up top 3. Vehicle could be fair. It goes down here. Real will fall first blood. It might be over.
Oh, Linz knows. Yep. Has the opportunity to get active. Gunless ringing out some shots. Linz, it is all about the timing. And he's got it. There you go. Extra kill. 4 versus 2 for Rocker to call game.
Shouldn't be difficult now. Heretics have no map control. They will have to run the gauntlet. They have to go. And Rocker are waiting. They will shoulder. They will hold their angles. And they will play their trades. The Heretic Cinderella story on the S&D might just be done.
There's one. There's two.
Still staying alive. Oh, Metals turns at the wrong second. There might be an opportunity to get through here. Linz is going to be in the alleyway. Bomb going to be down. Linz should be able to get him. No, it's clean. The glass slipper is out. It is still alive. Somehow Rocker have thrown away the advantage. A 2 versus 4 for the Heretics to take it to a round 11. And Linz needs a miracle. He needs superpowers. It's not going to happen. We're going round 11 chance.
And guess who just got a cruise missile as well? A 2v4 and like clearly top 5 play of the week rolling in there for Miami Heretics. Get a cruise missile, Metals, giving you everything that you want. The turning point in map number 1 was the cruise missile from Metals to keep things open, to give you that first 4-man wipe for Miami to get any momentum. Well, here it is, a 5-1 lead to a potential massive collapse against the team that you need to get these wins against. Metals might just call game.
Rocker, though, have called the play. This is going to be a B push, and it might be fast. Standy already throwing the shoulder. Metals backing down. He's calling in the cruise. He's going for it straight away. They're looking for it now. Can he get him before that bomb goes down? I don't think this player will get away clean regardless. He's trying to thread the needle. He's got nothing. The cruise has got nothing.
And they were calling out, by the way, Linz is inside of green. So you got to root him out and then clear off bridge. Use a cruise missile to absolutely no effect. And now you're just running out of time.
Lucky finds the first. Linz finds one back, though. And he's going to find the second. Linz for the wins. They may have just pulled this back. Rocker not going quietly because Linz is here looking for the kills. There's his third. And now Real only onto this one. He will find one, but with 13 seconds left to go, Linz can chow. Linz can get the ace, and that can be game. There is no time. Rocker, the ice is alive.
I don't know if I'd go that far, Brycey. The ice not exactly alive for them. It is just the lack of it down in Miami. That was the difference maker. It's a wide open bomb site. You can curve it under the bridge. You can have better timing, a better collapse inside of green. Miami doing everything right in the final 5 rounds, except for the one that mattered the most. They completely dropped the ball. And now the series is all tied up at 1-1. This officially has Game 5, Round 11 written all over it. Standy and Linz, credit to them, both able to get those double-digit kills, but effectively just a sloppy game from both of these teams.
Well, sometimes it ends just like that. Miami Heretics had the advantage, but that cruise missile did not get there on time. Linz was left alive, and Linz got 4 kills in the final round. A problem they could not solve.
This is just, I don't know, these are absurdities. 250 to 233 there and round 11 on the scoreboard. So again, these are 2 teams tied in the standings for the CDL points, both at 130, literally right on the bubble for the top 8 sort of margin. So you're looking for the separation, opportunities for Miami to take it, but both of these teams have quelled the leads and advantages that they've had. So it's going to be a nail-biter of a series for the rest of the day.
Oh, it certainly is. Well, all the action to come from these 2 teams as they fight bitterly to get these 10 points away. Who will come out on top, though? I don't know. What I do know for certain, Control's coming up next. We might get the answer to our question.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
Scuff Gaming is doing an ultimate giveaway where you and a friend can win a chance to go to COD Champs this year. The giveaway includes 2 VIP tickets, travel expenses, and more. To enter, scan the QR code on the page or go to scuff.co/CDL and enter your email. Terms and conditions apply.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
Ladies and gentlemen, FaZe Black are your Toronto Open champions. Cammy was spotted initially. Capsule's gonna drop, so Cammy with a huge opportunity to clutch up a 1v2. Make it a 1v1. Has to grab the bomb though, or has to find the kill. Classic, right to the courtyard. Cammy spots him, and Cammy pulls off the 1 versus 2. Classic is doing it all right now. He might actually reach 40 kills in this hard point.
Really come alive. Classic's gonna hit the flank. Classic, the perfect timing. They line up there. 42 and 26
on the flanks, hitting the routes, making the right play at the right time. And we all know it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And well, these boys, they finish strong. Now on Paul X here for a 1v2.
If Paul X clutches it, goes to around 11.
Oh, Paul X! Oh my goodness! What a 1v2 to keep his team alive.
What a Herculean comeback coming through for FaZe Black.
They're not out of it just yet. They have brought this one all the way back, and now the rotation looking solid. FaZe Black in position to stop it here. A seed gets arenaed 1. The sunset could be good for another. FaZe Black trying to steal away the hard point, and they might just be good for it. Stun, snakes, everything being thrown in. Dip diving, ducking and sliding, trying to find a way through. But FaZe Black will not let you win the hard point. They come all the way back. This will be the final push. Brack through the middle, able to clean up 1. Needs to put together more as he cuts through mid. Finds Major Maniac. That will be the 2nd kill. Now they're on the point with 2 seconds to spare. They're finding the kills. No respawns. They were tested, but they were never bested. They were pressed, but they were never finessed. Ladies and gentlemen, FaZe Black are your Toronto Open champions. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. We have an absolute rip-roaring game here. Miami Heretics versus Minnesota Rocker have gone the distance on the hardpoint and the search and destroy. Both teams pulling out all of the stops to try to get these 10 points, Chance.
In 10 points that they are going to desperately need. This has been, I mean, the most unpredictable series I think we've had of like massive leads being blown. Minnesota Rocker nearly doing the exact same thing in the S&D. I'm thinking Metals has the cruise missile. It's the final round. If you played Karachi, it's very open. There are not too many places to hide from a cruise missile. Minnesota Rocker threaded that needle, somehow able to execute and stay alive. And by execute, I mean Linz getting an ace in the final round. If you're just going to hand them one-on-one gunfights, Linz is absolutely going to thrive. However, on this map specifically, I'm just going to continue the train. Unpredictable. Maybe good news is someone gets a win because both of these records are in absolute shambles.
Yeah, not a good time if you're a fan of the statistics. It isn't looking like either side. Wait, defense win position, they're both 11? They've got the exact same percentage. Well, we will find out who wants it more today then. And while it's not been great against the other teams, they only have to beat the team in front of them. As we sit 1-1, will this be the swing map?
And keep in mind, Bryce, as well, if they're both 11th, that means we're being polite for the tie. They're in 12th. So not ideal on the defensive end, and Rocker maybe going to capitalize on it. Nice little stack rolling through as well. Look at the teamwork. Standy doesn't want it, though. But hey, at least you got 2 more guys on the zone, and if you get the kills, you should be able to deliver yourself for a nice little B zone early capture, but things maybe just got a little too mixy, maybe too many nades landing on the point. maybe this is sort of the ultimate moment for Rocker. They had one of these last week, actually, where they dominate the opening break, but just because they didn't have trophies, they weren't actually able to get that B zone. Sort of faltering again. Just unfortunate, really, at the start of the round.
Linz has pushed forward here, but a little bit of trouble just trying to stay alive, cause problems for the Heretics. He's doing it. They haven't really committed too much towards him. Linz keeping going. And Miami will have to just get somebody to deal with him. The rest of the team is getting on to B. Linz still alive, finding kills.
I mean, this guy started off, what, at like 12-1, I think, at the first hard point. Started off 6-1 in the S&D, and another very strong start from Linz as well. Still only 40 seconds, though, on the game clock. Minnesota Rocker have only touched the point just once, but Standing do it enough. Beautiful double kill. You'd think it would buy your team the space, but maybe not. Vehicle gets a double kill of his own, and Rocker now sort of sprinting towards this zone and accuracy leading the charge. Not ideal.
Rocker have been better for at least 80 to 90% of this so far, but if they don't get this last 10% over the wall, they're going. Down he falls, gunless. Real in a good position as well. They will slow down the clock just on A for a second, but they don't have map control.
Or an extra gunfight to win. There are two players on B. Real, so much extra damage. And, well, final man revealed. You know, he's in the nerd spot. Vehicle needs the timing before he gets the zone. And it's actually Real that gets sent forward. There's the contest. Buying you a little bit of space. Standy gonna drop as well. 6 seconds on the game clock. And Rocker flooding into B. It is Linz. Last man standing in heroics from Real. Literally about 0.1 seconds. Enough to get it done. Minnesota Rocker, the flood fest towards the zone. Not good enough in the end.
I've never known a series to have my head in my hands as often as this one already.
Unpredictable, man.
I thought it was good. I thought they had it when I saw the drop from Vehicle, didn't get into the point, and yet suddenly another player appears. And Rocker, just 2 ticks for them in that round, and it looked like it was in their hands. For so much of it, they were winning the gunfights, they were making plays, but nothing else for them.
And I think, again, the 4-man stack, maybe they could have committed to it, but just because, again, no trophies this early in the round, even if you get the 1 or 2 kills. So I think they're just worried about getting completely collapsed by the Semtexes and frag. So really just unfortunate, but as far as starts go, Minnesota Rocker have been on point. Stanley gives you a double kill, and Real, the only player right now getting active for Miami, has his work cut out for him because his teammates are just fighting to get out of spawn.
Good idea, stop the clock. Just caused some issues for it, looking for a kill off of it now, but nades raining in. They've got at least a tick of progress today, though. Reinforcements flooding out for them. Still gunfights going on in the Miami spawn, though. And there's the wipe.
Yeah, Chowed a little bit too soon. Real was making good plays, doing a great job of staying alive, but just Chowed a split second before they were actually ready for the push, and I think Gunless was able to pick up 2. Nice start from him. Interesting player slipping the net. Real again off the helicopter over onto B. Gunless is behind enemy lines, but Miami putting pressure on both zones, so not the easiest moment to respond, but Gunless, position unknown, able to pick up 1 freebie. As your attention now turns over to that B zone. Metals a solo cap for the moment. It's going to be a long time before Miami can get it.
Gunless just staying alive, causing problems for Miami because they will have to go find him at some point, but he will now commit to it as well. Will get Vehicle before he can do any more damage. Gunless eventually dropping here. There are players in the spawn. Lucky, he's waiting for the Rocker players to get it as well, and gets the first one. Will be traded out though, but it is a little bit of a breath here for Heretics. They can get onto B.
For how long though? Again, trophies. Well, you actually have one, but maybe just in a slightly off spot there, so Metals is going to fall. We'll say for Minnesota Rocker, not ideal on an AR heavy map for your main AR to be 3 and 12. Definitely looking for accuracy to pick things up and at least matches SMG's prowess who are using the MCW. But Real, he has constantly found himself by this A zone as well, but Lynn's there to chop him down. Heretic struggling to make progress really on either zone. Just a single tick on both of them.
Standy looking for these kills, might be able to find a second. For Heretics, they want into B again. They want these ticks. Lynn's gonna get caught out, but doesn't matter. Oh my goodness, the parkour to the kill. Saved life by a beam. And with 14 seconds left to go, the Heretics will have to commit. You can see Lucky is ready for people coming off the respawn. Nobody is gonna come off that respawn because nobody is dead.
And Lucky maybe not even close enough to actually touch the zone. Is he going to get there with 0.3 on the clock and absolutely no help from anyone? Lucky, that's the luck in that situation. He's going to fall. Eventually, they get the kill, and Minnesota Rocker respond on defense. Technically, I think a slightly more dominant round as well, but basically neck and neck. And we saw the stats. Neither team particularly strong on defense, but again, great news for both of them. Also, neither team strong on offense either.
Well, that's a good way to put it, I suppose. It just seems like this might be a bit of a war of who can get the ticks, because both teams now sticking on 2. It felt like the Heretics were running around just kind of chaotically, putting pressure everywhere, but not really getting anything.
You were looking, or I was looking rather, for the accuracy kick up, by the way. Now he's on a 5 spree, so from 3 and 13, and here he is thinking about a potential cruise missile. So Major AR absolutely stepping up to the plate, just trying to look to get that extra kill, and there you go. So quite literally, in the moment you need them, accuracy trying to open things up. You got players on different zones, double stack on B, a single stack on A, and Lens might fall, but so might this B zone, or maybe not. Propane tank getting active, as are the Miami Heretics. Gunless, last man standing, overwhelmed though. Lucky there for the trades. Rocker, great opening breaks both times on the offensive rounds, but now a minute left. Got to deal with the mixiness and make some magic happen.
Here they go again. At least they've got a bit of time to work this properly. Got to make sure they don't go down here. If they do, they might be locked in as spawn. Fortunately, with a big gunfight over towards helipad, accuracy will now be moving forward.
This extra win as well, and he gets the trophy down. Has help from his teammates as well. That's nice team shots coming through. Stanley had the help, and accuracy gets the final kill, and that is B zone gone. Finally, some success on offense, and the opportunity for Rocker to set themselves apart. Granted, Metal's able to pick up a couple kills, so Stanley just wants to play for extra kills as well. Him and Lynn's trying to get into position. Opportunity to let these kills fly.
Accuracy looking like a different animal so far. Everywhere they need him, he is. Shooting very straight, playing very well. Here goes the Chow, another one for him. Stays alive, keeps playing his life. This is a slow burn for them as Vehicle falls off the map. Real finds one, but at the moment, Rocker feel like they're just getting forward ever so slowly as Gunless finds his second.
Oh, Gunless found third, too. He gives you just a little bit extra. Everybody in spawn, and, well, accuracy going to be called out. One flank rolling through the B zone, and that's Real, and he is no more. He actually catches accuracy, though, with the angle, but doesn't make a difference. That's a 4-man wipe, and Rocker, these are a team that love to stack the zone. 2 men on it. This zone is going to collapse.
There we go. Every nade is going to be winging his way here, though. Metals gets a huge kill, and they get another one. They stop the bleeding. Accuracy actually backs down. He says, all right, maybe I won't jump on it with you. It does mean they have to go again. They have the life advantage. It's only one tick they need. They just have to find the right wipe.
That's an awkward preem as well from Lucky. You're looking for the right wipe, but you can't get it. You end up getting wiped off the map. That's 3 players down in the feed as well. Not a trade to be found here for Minnesota Rocker, and now Metal's got intel on everybody. But then 1-3 down to another. You think 3 down might just be calling game on defense, but not in this match. Rocker, opportunity. They have again swarmed the A zone.
They've stacked. It's going to be too late. It's too little. They're already on. It's been contested, but in the tiniest amount of time, Vehicle is trying to get himself into that box. Brother. And they stay at 5 versus 3. Rocker thought they had it, but no. Vehicle to the rescue. Standy's been found as well. 2 versus 5. 19 seconds to go. And Rocker cannot find it. They have been absolutely destroyed just before the dreams came true.
God, this is the most game of high-rise control I think I've ever seen. You and Miami Heretics, they got a 3-man wipe. Everybody on Rocker pinned back on defense. The only man that got out was Standy, and Metals has eyes on him. Those are the types of moments that you think are just going to decide the round when you get a wipe like that, and instead it takes Rocker 5 seconds to do the exact same thing to Miami. Then they go and stack the zone and immediately get eviscerated again. We are watching a seesaw performance here on high-rise control, where again, there is never a moment where I know who is going to win a round.
That's just the way we like it. A little bit of unpredictability It makes everything just a bit sweeter. For the Heretics, though, they know now that they need to win this one or have to win the next attack. And already they are being very, very aggressive. Real is flying at them, trying to get a bit of room for his teammates.
Well, he's bought you a little bit of space as well. Metals, that's a cross-map Renetti there. He's able to get the guy off a top helicopter, but all's well that ends well. And for Minnesota Rocker, nope, not able to hold it. Metals gives the coverage as well. Metals the ever-present force on the map. This might be B-zone gone. Accuracy on the best heady at least gives 1 kill to you. But Miami Heretics, talk about the pressure. 2 more ticks just to tie things up. But right now, these guys just thinking about the game.
Metals trying to stay alive. We'll find the first, but not the second. Rocker able to take back some map control. Real, though, slips through, but doesn't see the player lying there. Gunless will eventually go down. There's one. Everybody trying to spawn kill. Real in Rocker's spawn. Heretics fortunately just cleared theirs.
That's good comms, though. Nice little trade there from Real. Awareness, Minnesota Rocker able to get him out of their base, and they win the extra gunfight. How quickly can everybody get indoors? Quick enough. That is a cruise missile. No dice. You at least clear out blue, though, and you know everybody else was stuck in spawn.
It's given them an opportunity. It didn't get the kill, but a little bit of just guessing where these players are. Lucky's going to reach out this one as well. That's 3 down. Accuracy last alive for them. They're diving on the point. The trophies are flooding in. There are meal reinforcements flooding as well. They've got the cut, and you can see it. Vehicle is up top. The Heretics want this done right here as Vehicle continues to burn them out of spawn as well. And the Heretics will not allow this to go to a round 5. They will win it there.
And good for them as well. The 2-9 record improved to 3-9 on high rise. It's only Minnesota Rocker without a win on this map on the season. Give Miami just a little bit extra, but those are wild, insane rounds. And honestly, like sort of the sigh of expiration we saw from Vehicle at the end of map 1, with how intense, how back and forth, how stressful these maps have been. Every single map has provided that. The moments and the swings have been out of control. These teams feeling the pressure of the year coming to a close.
Pressure is right. Sometimes it makes diamonds, other times it makes a mess, and that's basically the way to describe what we've been watching here. Rocket thought they had their attacking round. The 3 stack on the point. Somehow they don't get it. And then Heretics find a way to win their attacking round. And it's 2-1 to them. Close map after close map chance.
And an insane scoreboard, too. You have, like, Standy 24 kills and 18 assists. So this man is involved in 40-plus engagements. And then Lynn's had fewer kills and only 2 assists. So those are very different styles of Call of Duty that are being played on the team of Minnesota Rocker. And I mean, they have had individual success on different players taking different turns, but as a unit, Minnesota Rocker continue to struggle.
I have no idea how this next map is going to go.
Not a clue. Literally no idea. No, it is complete insanity. I mean, again, leads that just haven't mattered, swings on any given like map and mode. You can tell the communication for Miami Heretics, though, is on point, by the way. So these guys, again, have improved throughout the year, have always approached every match that they play with a certain degree of like fierceness to them, and they certainly got the fight in them. Even a team when they're down, 5-1 in round count, whether it be more than 100+ points in the hard points, these guys have absolutely come to play. So showing up at the end of the year, Miami Heretics have been improving, but that does by no means mean the series is going to be over. Completely unpredictable. And honestly, this has been the type of series that does deserve a Game 5 as well, because both of these teams do love themselves some high-rise S&D. Maybe especially so for the Miami Heretics, but I know Rocker happy for the square up, but it's one thing to be happy for a map 5. It's another to get there. Rocker need the Vista hardpoint just to make it possible. Keep the dream alive.
Well, we talked up a big game before we come into this one. We said these two teams know how important it is these 10 points could make the difference. Every single game they have left in their schedule can make the next major a little bit easier in terms of where they have to place to make their way to champs, and it will be at the forefront of every team's mind. They will have gone over the schedule. They'll know where realistically they can get points and where they can't. For both these teams, they're staring each other down, neck and neck in the standings. This could be the difference maker.
Without question, and just for the fact that there is this much pressure on the line and the way that these maps have played out, I want to know how much Rocker have like sort of in the gas tank, because like these are exhausting maps to play. I know you get a few minutes to like sit there and regain, but I just know for the side of Minnesota Rocker, like their opening breaks have been pretty consistently strong, like in every single game mode, in multiple rounds for the control as well. But even like where the game plan front might be on point for Rocker, as soon as you get to like sort of the mid game, Miami Heretics have just had so much more energy. And obviously, it would have been nice for Miami to sort of clutch up in that final round 11 and just get the hot 3-0, but these guys might be happy for it on Vista as well. If you have Vico and Real in the first hard point that start out a combined maybe like 6-30 just about, and Miami still were able to get that win, I think if I'm Heretics, I just want a good opening break. Start a map off just a little bit differently. Start playing ahead of the game rather than having to claw your way back in. And of course, Rocker is just about maintaining it. And to further provide of like how unpredictable it's going to be, similar records for both of these teams. Maybe better on the rotation front there for Rocker, but still, you do have Miami when they're on point, able to get some wins.
Let's find out though. With the way these two teams have been playing, I'd hate to call it. It does look like Rocker should be the better team on this map, but let's face it, one team will probably get ahead, then we'll go right down to the wire at the end as both teams get ready to throw down. It will be the Heretics in first.
Linz is taking a route too. He is taking the ultimate route to go and try to break this P1 nice and quick. And well, where Linz is making one flank, Vico's got one of his own. Lucky actually reads Linz as well, but maybe that's enough for a distraction. Metals might give you two, but Rocker able to go and get that time. So they start on the disadvantageous side, still get a quick break.
They're just looking for it. Metals all the way around. Isn't going to get any more than just one though. Lucky's in here, but Lucky is alone. And it looks like Rocker might have the 20 seconds. If you're Heretics, you push through old, try to get to new after it, and that's exactly what they're trying to do. Body's in, and you can see him trying to make the jump, but Rio has failed it the first time. It takes a little bit of pressure off the push. Gets a kill anyway. Jumps in, looks for the next one, and will get it with the help of a teammate. And now they're in for, what, 2 seconds of scrap time as they push towards P2.
Yeah, I was going to say, again, starting on the disadvantageous side, Minnesota Rocker do a wonderful job again off the breaks. Their game plan is on point. So much so that they set themselves up on rotation as well. Linz dancing with the devil and does a little bit of extra damage, but meets his early demise. Real, nice slide, breaks some ankles, gives you two as Miami Heretics get the break, and looks like they're going to be able to hold on for a little bit of extra time.
And now in here, Gunless is looking for the player he knows is below him. Real might go and chow, doesn't need to. Teammates already going to get it at the same time. And another big kill. Heretics stringing together these now. Call will be made out. Let's look for the rotation already. Lucky's going to be over there. Finds that first blood. And it's just causing issues. Wow. Not going down. Eventually Gunless will get him, but it will allow Heretics to reinforce.
Yeah, accuracy gets caught sprinting again. Gunless had him one shot and, well, doesn't get traded, so Metals takes an extra player to the grave. Gunless does at least enough to bail you out so you can get this initial time, but obviously Heretics are going to have the closer spawn, so you assume they should be able to overwhelm. By the way, Real looking for kill number 6. Can't get it. Metals does at least get the trade, and we talked about the overwhelming pressure with the back spawns. Miami Heretics enough to break through. Question is, how much time can you get? Well, a 10-second lead as it pops. 40 seconds on the hill to go.
Metals trying to stay alive. Just didn't have the trophy you wanted there either, but Heretics continue just piling bodies into this point. And everybody just really hitting the gas here, but it will be Heretics that come out on top. Vico looking for that last player. They've pushed Rocker all the way back now. Rocker will have to be thinking about this rotation because they can't get anywhere near.
Yeah, no, a 4-man wipe on P3 is completely devastating if you get the deep spawn, which Rocker do. So, again, when Heretic sort of stabilized on P3, had a 10-second lead, where they're going to have a 30-second lead going into the new time. Unfortunately, though, Heretics stopped winning gunfights when it mattered the most, so Vikul, by himself, a standoff against Standy, tries to break the ankles, but gets broken himself. Vikul desperate to stay alive, and he's going to get it done. Why not give you two? Rival 9 shredding. No slow start for Vikul and Real this time around.
Managed to get that trophy out as well. They are locked in here. A little bit of pressure from Rocker. You can see them just circling around, but they are not winning the gunfights. There they go. Somebody will have to challenge Accuracy. Accuracy gets the first one as well. Lucky's not going to go for it. Vikul coming for reinforcements. The Rocker have found a toehold. Looking for this one. They just want to stop this clock. And it is going to be difficult, but Miami are still firing on all cylinders. Let's find out, though, if they are firing in the comms with the Miami Heretics. Listen in.
Iban la mar un tiro y otro solo Tiki. Pasaron el siguiente, uno abajo y uno arriba del siguiente.
Buscamos Lince derecha, vale, voy a jugar yo Lince.
Puente plat.
Siguiente Willis tocado, vale.
Lo pillamos más rápido.
Entra Denis, vale, entra Denis.
Derecha.
No, derecha abajo.
Está saliendo que pasa de la.
No, está en plata arriba.
Roto y punto.
Roto y punto. Roca del punto y roto. Roca está a puente. Vale. Voy a pegar piña hasta el punto.
Puente, un tiro y el otro en roca.
Vale, sí, he pegado piña. Te van a ir Denis, yo creo.
No, uno roto, está el tiro.
Lince, un tiro Denis. Toca en su Denis.
Denis tocado.
Vale, buena. Roto y punto. Y falta la mar.
Roto muerto.
Falta la mar. O sea, la mar.
Le piquera Tiki un tiro. He pegado piña Tiki.
Muerto. Vale, pega Tiki. Muerto. Tengo blanco atrás. Blanco atrás, están distados. Yo tengo el fondo.
Están de esa esquina,
Vale, son tres ahí, están todos
Le tengo que cerrar.
medio.
No le puedo dar, bro.
Van a abrir plata.
En la fuente, en la mesa media hora. Entra Denis del tirón.
Denis muerto.
Sí, puede ser. No, todos. No, flip, no.
Ya tengo derecha abajo, open, P2.
Van a abrir, creo,
Van a ser dos medios mínimo, van a ser dos medios. Te tengo todo. Van a haber dos medios. Júgalo lento, Metal. Tómate tu tiempo, bro. Izquierda muy tocado. Blanco. Está en roca ya la pista. Está muy tocado, Pásala, vale. Pasarela está close to andala. Había uno en roca, chavales. Vale, voy a abrir por
la pasarela.
No
te ha visto cortar. Ese uno vuelve.
Bonsai, están pushados en ese uno y bonsai, tú. Dos para TM side. Vale, era
And the Heretics really spilling comms there as the pressure starts to mount. Rocker are finding some kills in the kill feed, but have been outslain for most of this chance.
Yeah, finally finding kills would be the sort of name of the game. And this has been a beautiful P1 format as well, but they were down by about 20 kills during the listen-in, certainly on the way to catching back up in the kills column. Similar situation, though. P1 has been solid. Minnesota Rocker might lose the scrap time, but you're here on rotation first. Lynn's on a 3 spree, trying to keep these players at bay in shreds. Real as well. Absurd gunfights. Rocker will get this initial time.
Vikul gets one back here at the same time, though. Accuracy will now be tucking in. Not going to win the gunfight against Vikul, just quicker on the draw. The Heretics are back into P2. For Rocker, they do not want to give the majority of this time. They will go down significantly if they cannot find another break.
Is brutal as well. You're going to need this break. Well, there's 2 in the feed. Players weak inside the hill. And there's a 4-man wipe, Rocker. That's what you're looking for. 30 seconds left on this hill. And you get the clean setup as well. You see Standy has spread the map. He's cut some distance thinking about the rotation. And Heretics need to be careful. You lose another set of gunfights, I believe might end up spiraling out of control. Standy can't find the second. And Heretics still going to be keeping those back spawns. So for the moment, Minnesota Rocker keeping the foot on the gas. The pressure still on.
Well, the Rocker, they are feeling the pressure, but how are they feeling in the comms? This is a Minnesota Rocker. Listen in.
Come for us. Wait, you're by yourself. I'm gonna work to the back. I'm gonna work to the back. Guarantee you lobby right now.
I think I have a W. I'm close on.
One is low hill.
When we get kills up,
Metal's dead, got him.
Nice.
You scammed.
I'm gonna show you some.
Back tree, Vikul, back. Vikkul's palm gonna go
Pillars, pillars. Pillars dead.
Not weak.
Let's get time.
Native.
Yeah, he's laying down beyond the cap, I'm pretty sure.
Short, S1.
S1.
I did jump.
In the cap,
S1 metals.
Metal, that's one. He's
Right
native.
now, guys.
In the cap.
Middle.
One shot. Backman, man. Viene
Oh, well, dead.
Okay,
One is still S1, metals weak.
S1 dead. Find the cap, lucky, weak.
Weak
Weak on the cap. One shot on cap.
Coming right.
Find the cap.
S2.
Okay.
He's S1.
It's early.
I'm in love with you guys.
S1 absolute to an A. And stunned.
Catwalk, dead.
S1 absolute and short. S1 and short. He's up lobby. He's still S1.
I'm looking cap, ready.
Let on this rush.
One more S1.
Yeah,
He's behind the IV on the right.
Okay.
I didn't stun him. He's probably just
Hit the
sitting.
back with them.
He's dead up middle.
S3.
Weak S3 right now.
S3 medals. Bring the shot.
One is S3, 50 seconds here. One is on time.
This one.
I'm coming.
Let's go Billy.
Oh, he's DJ lucky. DJ lucky one time.
And it's never a pleasant listening when you can hear the belief leaving Rocker's body as the Heretics turn up the heat. And this could be over, chance.
Yeah, the P3 and P4 string has been utter dominance. Rocker, last-ditch effort to try to make your way towards the point. Lucky doing some damage, staying alive, keeping him at bay in the stamp on the game. Miami Heretics obliterate Minnesota Rocker in the map 4. GG, not even close.
Oh, the Heretics, they were slaying every single step of the way. And Rocker looked like they had an opportunity to come back. But as you heard in that listening, the Rocker were feeling okay. And every single point that ticked past, every single kill that was made, they were feeling less and less okay as time went on. The belief, the fortitude was sucked out of them. And by the end of the listening, it was almost a mercy kill.
And this is just, under 3K damage as well from accuracy, 15 kills. I mean, that's a collective getting outslayed by just an absurd margin towards the end. Minnesota Rocker have simply not found their respawn form. I mean, Miami Heretics were 2-9 in the high-rise control. Rocker only win a single round there. I mean, they had a massive lead in the first hard point where their opening break was an absolute sight to behold. Absolute collapse, and the only shining light that this Rocker team has really had is, well, the S&D. Like, even on land, Stanley had to break the kill record for them to win a map 2, and I mean, they only clinched the map 2 here by the skin of their teeth, where frankly, it was just Heretics dropping the ball in the round 11 with an ineffective cruise missile. So what could have been a hottest of hot 3-0s from Miami, instead it just takes them an extra map to get it done, but they've achieved separation here against Minnesota Rocker, a 10-point CDL gap that honestly